Peace FM 104.3. Good to meet you.
It's so unfortunate.
Gideon, my minka bibincho. Yes, you trust and him say chia.
Yes.
And some opinion ko kan no. GRA for na nyom de. Ebia na osuru se na adwuma nti. Nti na bia din bia ni ho. But and some ni bia yenum ye adwuma nti eni o ma din common be ka che so. So one. Targets no enye na set targets. 2. Taxes na business for no complain. Enye yen GRA en ye yes are taxes no more. Mrashe bedwam nti aban. Special operations I catch as a young quabontin and quadrigi tuono. And yen ye casi edge, a yaban. Inti ye giano, and yen ye sorry yaka say ye quadrigi tuo. A ye target a buying at your mine, a ye tuam rashebidra at your tudra. A ye IMF conditionality say we should be seen to be raking in more revenue. For example, me sure say be a unim. Ye ka etwa Ghana ha Accra the highest. Generally Accra and Tema. The rest of the regions omuntu hute. Even though Ashanti no mo complain, has a lot of businesses, Ye share tax component na. GRA for beka say so. Inti mo aban na ma mo sa de ntom konkoye say adwuma. Etwa patch say nia o boss o mampanya be the chief flag bearer of the MPP kind. Anyo mode. Inti ebia instead of being defensive, no.
So I'm not being defensive. I'm telling you what the vice president said.
I am telling you what the situation on the ground is.
Yes, but you see, sometimes when people get things wrong, we don't have to respond based on the wrong information the person had. Because vice president didn't say anything wrong to the GRA staff. He was speaking to the issue of harassment as complained by one so many businesses. Okay, by some. He didn't say all GRA staff. And chairman, it is not out of place, sir, as a leader, and Crofire complains that this is how we are feeling on the grounds. Now our response is, oh, sir, complaints now more yellow. Now me ya dom na me your opportunity. Me make sure says our frequent audits no. Ye become because of ABCD idea to in place, You better audit now. You better once in every 5 years.
Gideon, how can it say saying it's not how it came out?
That is why I am putting to the public and the GRA staff what the vice president intent was. What he said.
Intent and what he said are two different things.
What he said and the reason behind why he said that. Because it's about 2 or 3 hours engagement. Party B and will be presented outside. Media, I was there. And I'm telling you exactly what the vice president said. I don't want to blame GRA staff and I say Obia or young member of the GRA Workers Union. Sir, Ebia or respondo in a very rash manner and I say be a one take it time and go through. And if you look at the language of the response, I also have problem with it, but I'm not here to settle that score. Okay? To the sense, as a reporter, vice president, my president, say president should call him a what? No, the vice president is saying that business is no complaint, it's a harassment. And you see, I may be a GRA officer. Masuma will be so on quabontine and quite genuine work. I say way. So making sure I say the way you say that is our responsibility. And you do it. You do it nicely, you applaud it. The Senate Vice President Bawumia. The same way finance minister so set targets at the GRA. Or also we say but the conduct of officer now or Kwame, you and I, we don't have control over that officer. It may be the boss at GRA. Officer no call grandpapa Juma conduct or call down a grandpapa no. I'm not saying that their grandpapa can hear no credit. And I say no credit. But that is how he feels. And vice president didn't even speak about all of that. They all kind of say harassment now more can say a free task audit than in Cronibano. Here is the response I have for you. I will make sure say harassment as frequently as it is done today. You ban once in every 5 years, and that will even be based on suspicion at the time. If he is a president and that is how he wants it to be done, GRA will comply and do the same as the president or the finance ministry or the GRA is asking them to do. I don't think say GRA for no kase tax audit now say once in every 5 years. No, it is not feasible. It cannot be done. They have problem with a certain report to be about Bontene as if say vice president say omunyo majumai. And Kwame, I'm saying that is not what the vice president said, and that must be settled. That vice president did not seek to impede on the integrity of the GRA workers, and now say to suggest to say GRA for anyone jumai because almost abaya more target. The target now by the amomo, and also as a law-abiding Ghanaian and responsible citizen. And also free says so yeah, Jumano making sure as a target and the office at the amano no, what you achieve sa target no. As to say target no realistic and answer any realistic no. Anybody can speak to that because the finance ministry even sets target. Coming for budget to budget from 1992 to date. Every finance minister be economic indicator targets are what setting one way or the other. The targets are not met. So we've set a target. Not target no one to meet here reasonably. Either so we to make us say or target now was set now we are overly ambitious and you're realistic. And now say and normal as I say wunya ediye ejumama won saka sa target no won sanka. And now say it could be due to some laxity on your part. Say Juma na nkasa say we now on saka target no. One tima anya say Juma. So many angles. Nobody is blaming anybody. Say one timi achieve target. But it is within the domain of anybody to assess. Say target I was set ma ho and I say de ma no. Realistic and I say any realistic. Kwame, we can make such comments. And I don't think say they are out of place. Some time ago, President Mills was not happy with the number be an ACC report.
Prof. Emerson, give you a issue now.
President Mills make some unannounced visit to Temaport. Come to comments at President Mills. Or say he doesn't understand. So we be here Juma Temaport within 4 years. Now I see Abronsan. Now I say, and he virtually said, "Say Akronfo go because on how they are making such income." People didn't agree with him. Few years or few months later, and now I'm Remy Yao. It corroborated what President Mills was saying. He was the leader. He had a certain best eye view. I will be so end him. And now I'm making assessment. So the vice president thinking based on Kitahudi on the workers said people have genuine concerns. Said they are being harassed. Let's look at it. And you know Beko GRA company I catch almost ethically, you know, saying their leaders are there by he as a policy maker and policy implementer. No. Because some be president, some of his tax audit, no, and yet the major source of more harassment in it. Yeah, I will deal with this way. Me make sure say be once in every year. So Oko office now be catch GRA commissioner, be free GRA commissioner catch and say commissioner. Many businesses ni share, and almost staff ni bi wo ha. Omoba musubu amodana de say no catch commissioner e wokokom. Then commissioner goes to tell the workers it was not for the vice president's interest to rebuke GRA staff and also back about their attitude towards businesses in the open. They also work from his policy side as vice president and no can once and say policy or by address issue no one from policy angle. The other thing attitude now he will deal with commissioner on that, and that is exactly what the vice president did. Then he talked about the tax amnesty. So we making sure say Obiabe started on the clean page. Now I granted amnesty for the previous ones. I said so he had to address from policy side as president, so to speak. Not necessary to go into the attitude of some officers and the Koneba. It is Sana Vice President Kasasan. But it's unfortunate, sir. Statement which for me and Chama, with all humility, allow me to express this concern. I think they rush in responding to that. And I don't know the background of the person that will make a response. And I'm not here to suggest it's be a politically motivated or whatever. But for me, it was in a rash manner. Okay, I'm if you say ebi omunya adaje interrogate matter no enya the full tape etie exactly what the vice president was talking about and seeing say a response to concerns a business is raising ebi akwame nkoman tre no the way almost trend, but whatever it is part of the deepening the ethos of our democracy. Say obi nso feel say onye happy with certain concerns expressed by a political leader, that person is at liberty to do that. But media, the minim send any friend in I used to sign the no. I said the minim send many fra many. This is what the vice president said, adwena ma odi card or kai no. And I think say yenuanom so amoye businesses, they deserve that rightful hearing from political leadership. And they say yes, your consensus in yes, a particular political leader or devising means to deal with the issues, not necessarily just working on the attitude of people. As for any attitude, no kwame. Me amete ya kra be a vice president betima so ma me se me metena hankasa. They were oka se men canon no. E bia me betena ha. Na something psychologically, emotionally, abufo bi obi ahye me send your question the crazy by na ma respond in a way anya sana vice president can say me mekano. To the same way, there are some GRA officials who are doing fantastic job. There are others. Mo conkrofo so adwuma ma suban a mo da na di kire omo no. Kwame, it ought to be talked about. Businesses na happy. And I don't think say we are here say ya be people will be any so and I say dear ye no ye beka. Dear ye no, so let us say it that way. Now you who say be are going forward no. Ye na ye be correct ye ho. Na you building the kind of society that we want in truthfulness and in all honesty. Kwame.
This FM 104.3 Good to meet